won't reschedule. If you'd be so kind to tell me where you're from, I'd love to hear where you're from. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just let me know you can hear me if you don't mind writing in the comments section. Yes, you can. No, you can't. I'm just going to wait for a few more minutes as people enter. So I guess I won't reschedule. Oh, Alex, you're the best. You really are. You're always there for me. Thank you so much. I tell you, you must be my nobleman, Alex. Oh, Danica, okay, great. Okay, well, maybe I will start. I don't know. Oh, Gabby, okay, yes, we can. All right, well, I guess I'm going to do it. Okay. All right, well, here we go. That's great. So let me go to my. Oh, you're from Romania. Wow. Okay. Well, welcome. It must be late there. It's 4:30. Must be like close to midnight there. Okay. Let me see here. Now I'm going to go to my PowerPoint. Hopefully, do it this way. No, I'm going to go over here. And let's start. So I will check in because as I'm doing the PowerPoint, I cannot see the comments. So, 23:30. Oh yeah, see, I was close. Almost midnight. Well, God bless you, Gabby, for being awake. All right. People are having a hard time sleeping with this full moon. So I thank you so much for joining wherever you are in the world. For those of you, I apologize again. Technical difficulties. I'm learning every day how to navigate this world of technology. Because I put it on a Zoom link, and people didn't seem to show up. Maybe because I changed it from 3:30 to 4. Just had a lot going on because I'm visiting my son in Brooklyn, New York. So things are a little bit different here. I had to set up. Oh, Finland. Okay. Oh, you're late too. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. So welcome to the Yin Earth Goat Month. The Chinese name for the Yin Earth Goat Month is Ji Wei, and it is another pure pillar. So I'm going to share with you all what to expect this month as we enter the Yin Earth Goat Month on July 7th. And I believe it's at 18:15 p.m. or 18:10. So what does a pure pillar mean? And I will share with you all about your 10-day masters. I will share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly sectors for the feng shui of your home, your business, and the best sectors to be. So let's start. So I just want to introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. And I also want to welcome all of those who will be listening to this later. Again, if you came on earlier, my humble apologies. But I had some issues that I had to take care of. So my name is Melanie Norman. I'm a Chinese metaphysics consultant. And I consult in classical feng shui, Bazi, that's the Chinese astrology chart, date selection, traditional Chinese medicine. I'm a consultant, an educator, and author. I've been teaching food and healing and traditional Chinese medicine for about 35 years, and then I became certified in 2 schools in classical feng shui in the late 90s, around late 90s, 2000. I've traveled to China. I've studied with many masters from China, Asia, and as well as North America and India. And I've combined my classical feng shui, Chinese metaphysics studies with my traditional Chinese medicine, and I've been combining that where you can look at a person's Bazi chart and actually see their health, because there's many ways to see a person's health in a Bazi chart. One of them is to look at the day pillar. Look at that. That's one way. And then there's many other ways we look at the Is it a cold chart, a hot chart, a dry chart, wet chart? Speaking about dry, it's a very dry month. We are going to be entering into, when I say dry month, I mean the chi. The chi will be dry. So that's just a little bit about me, and I have one more announcement to make that I am so excited. I will be coming out with my first website. I've been working on this for the past couple of months, and I will be finalizing it in the next week and a half, and I'm very excited. So I have to pick a very auspicious day to go live with that website, but I will be sharing all of that with you as well. Okay. So here we are. This is what we call the Bazi chart. That's the for the Yin Earth Goat Month, and it starts in a couple of days on July 7th at 18:10. So that's like 6:10 p.m. if when you convert it to that time, because here in North America that's the time we use. We don't use the time that's used all over the world. So again, here we have the year, the water rabbit year. Now here the month is the Earth Goat Month. Now you see here, just let me know. Can you just let me know? Oh, thanks, Alex. I'm excited too. Just let me know that you can see my cursor when I'm talking, because I'm trying to explain this to you. So here are the months. So you see we have G Yin Earth on top. Okay, that's in the heavenly stem. And then we look at the goat, and the main chi of the goat is Yin Earth. So they say from the heaven to the earth, from the top to the bottom, the chi goes straight through. And that is how we see a pure pillar. I'm going to show you another chart, how you're going to see this. So it's going to start on the Bing Fire Tiger Day and the Ding Rooster Hour. Now look at this. So there's something called, so here's the rabbit and the goat. So the rabbit and the goat combine, and what they do, when there is a combination of two, it pulls in the third, which is the dragon. Okay, so the dragon, the rabbit, and the goat. And actually, you know what? It pulls in it pulls in the pig, the rabbit, the goat, and the pig, and that equals wood. So we'll have wood, and we have quite a bit of fire, because inside the tiger, okay, even though the chi of the tiger is associated with yang wood, is also yang fire. So we have fire here, we have fire here. So we have wood and fire are two of the main energies, but the main chi of the month is that pure pillar of Yin Earth. And let's see what that means to all of your day masters. So I chose this picture. Okay, so again, here Yin Earth is in the heavenly stems. Now, what is the goat? Inside the goat, the main chi of the inside the goat is Yin Earth. And if you look at this picture depicts the chi of what the Yin Earth Goat Month means. So do you see any water? No, there's no water, right? It's hot and it's dry. Actually, it's very dry, just really dry. So it's a very, very dry pillar. So people could have, and also Earth is associated with the digestive chi, the spleen, stomach, and pancreas chi. I'm going to be explaining a little bit about that towards the end of the presentation. So what to do, people might have more digestive issues, especially if they have a lot of fire and earth in their chart, because the fire is hot and then the earth is dry. So you have a hot, dry chart, or your chi inside of you could be hot and dry. So there, you have to cool the heat and moisten the dryness, is what they say. But it's even the climate will probably be quite dry this coming month, because I don't think we will have that much rain. In fact, now I remember it was the Mother Earth Oracle. You know what? I just remembered this. The Mother Earth Oracle predicted the first 6 months was going to be it was going to be extreme rain, it was going to be flooding, and then the next 6 months was going to be like a drought. So here we are now halfway through the year, with the Yin Earth Goat Month. So this now makes sense to me as I'm thinking about this. And I actually wrote a whole article about what the Mother Earth Oracle has in store for the water rabbit here. It's really amazing how accurate this is. Okay, so you can see the cursor. Okay, thank you, thanks so much, thanks, Alex. Okay, so again, quite dry. All right, so this is here we go. I wanted to show you this as well. So we are leaving the woo horse, the woo woo month. That's the Yang Earth Horse month, and now we're going into the last month of fire. Okay, so it's the pure pillar from July 7th to August 7th. So it starts in a couple days, so it hasn't even started yet. So we are still here. We are still in the, excuse me, the Earth Horse, Yang Earth Horse month. And as we transition now into the Yin Goat month. Now this, what they call it also, excuse me, is a graveyard month. What does a graveyard month mean? Graveyard means, okay, that it is the graveyard of this fire season. So in the Ding Snake month, okay, that was in May, from May 5th to June 5th, that's what's called growing chi, the growing chi of fire. Now this does not mean like, okay, it's the summer season. It means the season of fire. So wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the southern climate, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Asia, whether in Europe, it is still the season of fire. So it's the fire chi affecting us all over the world. So that's the growing chi. Then we have prospering chi. That's the month that we'll be leaving in a couple of days. And now we're going into what's called declining chi or graveyard. So the graveyard, so basically the chi is changing. So we're changing now from the fire, season of fire, we're going in. So this is the transition right here. But we have this amazing pure pillar. Now we've had a pure pillar here in February of the Yang Wood Tiger. We had another pure pillar of Yin Wood Rabbit, another pure pillar of the Fire Snake, and now we have the Yin Earth Pure Pillar. We're going to have a couple more pure pillars. Now, why is this so unusual? This will not happen for many, many more years to come. Maybe one or two pillars in the years to come, but not like this. So it is a very, very special year. It's a transformational year. I mean, it is transformational on all levels in so many people's lives. I don't know anybody's life who's not being changed and transformed on all levels, whether it's their health, their wealth, their relationships, etc. So this is again the graveyard. So it's a transitional time from the season of fire to the season of metal, where we go into more the colder time. From the metal, we go into water, which I don't have on the chart. But I just want to share. So graveyard, okay, it's the declining chi, and it holds the fire chi, and that you can even get more into it. So sometimes it's the wealth chi for the fire, but that's more advanced in explaining this. But that's what that means. The chi is declining. Okay. So let's look at our auxiliary stars. Okay, and give me 1 second. So if you see these are the auxiliary stars that are available to all of us. Okay, they're not specific to each day master. This chi, this wonderful, beautiful chi of the Earth Goat Month, these auxiliary stars are available to all of us. So we have the elegant seal, and this has to do with with creativity, and your creativity becomes more classy, more upscale. You have the 8 seats. The 8 seats is being able to be accepted into groups that perhaps you were not accepted or were not part of. You can now become a part of groups that you were seeking to become. So it's like the emperor. It's like the emperor hall, like all his what's the word I want? the people that followed the emperor, they all wanted to be part of in the emperor's close circle. It's kind of like that. So you can now become part of the emperor's circle or the groups that you want to become. It also has a relief star. And again, the relief star, it gives relief to problems, and the overall energy helps. It helps to, how do I say it? It aligns your plan. Helps you align your plans, align your actions with the energy of what you want to create this month. So that's why we're going to go through your 10-day masters. We're going to go through the Feng Shui. So you're going to look, well, what is the chi available to my 10-day masters? What are the best sectors that I want to sit in or to be in, to make my phone calls, to do my emails, to do live videos, whatever you want to do. And you're going to see that in the chart I created for this month. But these auxiliary stars, so it's basically, don't go against the energy, go with the energy that is available this month, and then your life becomes easier. I remember one of my teachers said to me a long time ago, and I don't know why I've never forgotten it: work smarter, don't work harder. So, all right, so that's the elegant seal, the relief god, the 8 seats. Those are the auxiliary stars, and here we go. Okay, so so let's look at the animals that are friends, and let's look at the animals that are being clashed this month. Who has the harm? Who has the destruction? What does that mean? So if you look at the horse from last month, so still this month for a couple more days, the friend of the horse was the goat. And the reason I put the sheep up there because sometimes you hear the goat is called the sheep, and sometimes you hear the sheep is called the goat. So it's the goat month, the sheep month. It means the same thing. Okay, so the friend to the horse is the goat. And together they form a special configuration called the sun and the moon. And together they make the fire element. What does the fire element mean in your Bazi chart? So whoever has the horse in their chart, okay, you'll receive help from the goat. So it's like your hidden friend. It's like your hidden friend comes forward to help you. Look, who else is? So here we have the pig and the rabbit. So the pig, now I love this. I got this from AI. Actually, a friend created this from AI, and I just love it. So this is the rabbit and the pig. They combine with the goat, and it creates the wood element, the wood trine, the 3 harmony trinity of wood. So what does wood mean to you? What does wood mean to your day master? But if you have the pig in your chart and the rabbit, I mean, look, the rabbit is, first of all, the rabbit is the Grand Duke of the year. Somebody asked me, well, what does Grand Duke mean? That means it's the animal of the year. Now, usually when it's the animal of the year, everyone thinks, oh, it's my year, it's my year. It's such a good thing. Actually, it's the opposite. In this Feng Shui and Chinese metaphysics thinking, it's usually not such a great year, but this year it is actually unusual because the rabbit has so many good auxiliary stars that it is actually a wonderful year for the rabbit. If you have rabbit in your chart, depending upon whether it's in the year, month, day, or hour, all eyes will be on you. So the year, it indicates your social media, it's the company that you work for. If you work for a company, it's your heritage, it's where you came from. In the month, again, I'll go over this a couple times. In the month, it's your career palace. It's also your parents' palace. In the day, in the heavenly stem, that's your that's your day master. Underneath that is your spouse palace. We call it your intimate relationships. And the hour is your inner dreams, your inner goals, your inner aspirations, what you don't show to the world. It's your children's palace as well as your investment palace. Actually, I want to share something with you that happened with my brother a couple days ago regarding the investments. Okay, so who else is friends with the goat? Well, the horse and the snake, because it's the season of fire. So the snake, remember, is the growing chi, the horse is the prospering chi, and now the goat is the graveyard. So, but the three of them combine to make the season of fire, which is what we are in right now. Okay, so every animal gets a clash. Every animal is clashed. In fact, so this is a water dog day, and I have a dragon in my chart. So yeah, it's a clash for me. So it's like, okay, well, there we go. Issues came up, but that's all right. But interesting with earth animals, they actually have to be clashed to create movement. Ox is an earth animal, okay, and the ox now there's a couple of things with the ox. So what does clash mean? Well, first, clash means unexpected change. So unexpected things could happen. Things don't go as planned. So please have plan B, plan C, okay, especially on ox days, okay? That's the year or the month breaker, okay? So it's the ox day clashes with the goat month. So have, especially on those days. Now, where do you have your ox? Do you have your ox, say, in the ear? If you have the ox in the ear, again, that has to do with social media. Well, you might maybe have some friends unfriend you, or you might have some issues, maybe some conflict on social media. We can certainly see that because people have no issues saying whatever they want because it's you're not right in front of that person. Now, let's say the ox is in the hour. Okay, in the hour, that's your children's palace, so there could be maybe some issues with your children. Also, it's your investment palace. So if your ox is in the hour, and you're doing trading, you're in the financial, you're in the stocks, bonds, you're doing cryptocurrencies, be extra careful this month coming up, and especially on ox days. There's another thing, I forgot to put this in. So when the ox and the goat combine, okay, that's called a partial bully penalty. Now, this will also happen with the dog. So the dog and the goat, or the dog and the ox. But if a person in their chart, and I do know clients that have the dog, the ox, and the goat, the ox, and the dog in their chart, that is a full bully penalty. What does that mean? That means that people can bully you. They try and bully you. They push you into things that you don't want to be doing, or you could be doing the bullying to others. So first of all, never let anyone bully you. Never let anyone do anything that you don't want to do. Please, I how do I say? I emphasize that. Okay, and maybe sometimes it's not easy, especially if you're more you have a weaker chart, or your chi is weaker during that particular month or that particular day when they're trying to do this. But as much as possible, don't ever let anyone bully you. Okay, so that's another thing with the ox. So, okay. So there's are you here? You have all three, Janika? You have so you have the ox, the goat, and the dog. Okay, so Janika, just be very mindful and don't let anybody try and bully you this month coming up. Okay, so now let's look at the rat and the dog. So harm with the rat. What does that mean, harm with the rat? Well, the poor rat, again, remember, we all have a clash. We all have a clash month. We have clash days. We have clash hours. So nobody escapes this. And the rat has been clashed this whole month because the horse clashes the rat. So let's say you have a rat in the day. So I have a good friend, she's a wood rat. Okay, so that is relationships. So, there's been definitely issues with relationships this month. And she actually has a horse in the year and a rat in the day. So there's a clash with more intimate relationships. So it's more an emotional issue. So it depends upon where the rat is in your chart. If I say if it's within your month palace, it could be if your parents are still alive, and God bless you if they are. Um, there could be a more emotional issues going on with your parents, say with your mom and you, or with your career that you're in. Um, so again, always remember, it depends upon the pillar that the animal falls into. Okay, so and anyways, so now the destruction with the dog. What does that mean, destruction? Okay, so let me back up a minute, because the horse and the rabbit have had the destruction all year. So we're still in the horse month. So again, even though it's the month of the horse and they're the duke of the month, they have had this destruction. So what does destruction mean? And they've had that with the rabbit all year. So what happened? It reversed this month. So the rabbit had a little more of the destruction, but still there was that relationship. So what it means is things will break down. Things break down, they break apart. But the beautiful thing is that often they have to break down and break apart. But this creates a breakthrough in a person's life. So if you have a dog, but another good thing about the dog is the hidden friend of the rabbit all year. So the dog is getting help all year and has many beautiful stars as well. So I'm not that concerned, but there could be, a break apart, breakthrough for the dog in the month of the Yin Earth Goat. Okay. So, okay. So here we go. Let's see. So this is the flying star chart that's another thing I was working on all day to try and get this so you could see. So let's start with, so let me show you here. So you see these numbers down here, okay? This is the flying star chart for the year, okay? So we have 4, 5, 5 is in the northwest. So and then the 6 in the west, the 7 in the northeast, the 8 in the south, the 9 in the north, the 1 in the southwest, the 2 in the east, and the 3 in the southeast. That's the flying star chart for the year. Okay? Now, these numbers right here in the upper left corner, this is the flying star chart that these numbers will be combining with the year number, and we'll see what that means from July 7th to August 7th. So what you do is you overlay this chart onto your floor plan, and you look, okay, well, where's my east, where's my west, where's my southeast, and what's the chi going on there? Now again, there's always the chi of your home as well. Okay, so like your house has a Gua number, you have a Gua number. So again, these are just different layers, but this is the chi that becomes available to all of us wherever you are in the world, whether it's your home or your office, these sectors, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, another way I want you to look at this is where if you all know your Gua number, and the Gua number, everyone has a home palace of where their Gua number resides. So for example, let's see, the 3, their home palace is the east. The home palace for Gua 6 is the northwest. The home palace for west is 7, 6, 7, 8. The home palace for 8 Gua is the northeast. Let's see, for Gua number 9, it's the south. For Gua number 1, it's the north. For Gua number 2, the southwest. Right? For Gua 3, as I said, that's the east, and Gua 4 is the southeast. So that means it's the home palace of your Gua. So now let's look what is happening this month. So that's another way you can look at this as well. Okay. hold on, let's see. Now, oh, by the way, let me go back for 1 minute here. If the rat, another thing I want to talk about, because I'm going to be talking a little about health issues. If you have the rat in the day, okay, not only means a spouse palace, but that's your health palace, okay, and in the hour. So the day and the hour, they're more hidden issues. They're not out in the open, and they also have to do with health. So a harm could mean also in the day or hour you need to take care of health issues, again, more emotional than usual. Think before you react because you might feel too sensitive. Also, be mindful who you surround yourself with, okay? So, another thing with the ox, with the bully penalty, with the dog also can have the bully penalty with the goat and the ox. Try and have a spiritual connection, especially this month. And again, another way to look at bullying is like um, you might be bullied into finishing something that you have been procrastinating in doing. And another way you can look at the bully penalty is that you can be the hardest on yourself. Okay, so I guess the best way to say it is like you bully yourself. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So, Janika, are you hard on yourself? Okay, so here we are. All right, let's go to the here. So let's see. So let's start here in the center. So again, the 4, okay, that's the yearly star, is seeing the 3 monthly star, okay? So this is giving us the courage to start new things. Also, the 4 has to do with academics. It also can have to do with romance. But the thing about the 3 is it also is known as the argumentative star. So you do have to be careful of if you're trying to if you're having more arguments, don't necessarily be in the center because that's where the 3 argumentative star is this month. Okay, now let's look here. Let's go over here to Northwest, okay? So the Northwest this year is afflicted all year long because it has the number 5, it's the Emperor star. Now, if you know how to use a star, like there are Chinese masters, Feng Shui masters who know how to use this area and it can create great wealth. But if you don't know how to use this area, it can create havoc on every aspect of your life. So no digging, no renovating, no slamming doors. Don't keep this area kind of quiet if you can. Okay, and you do not want to don't stay in this area. Don't have your office in this area if you can help it. Now, what do you do if you can't? What if you do if your front door is there? Well, then the 5 is associated with earth. We drain earth with metal. And there are special days that we actually do this to place metal. And you want to place a minimum of 30 pounds of metal, has to be pure metal in the Northwest. But we have the 4 visiting the Northwest. So it can be good for learning. Okay, I didn't put that there. It actually is a combination of 10, and whenever we see a combination of 10, we always like that. So because 4 has to do with learning, academics, studying together, okay, that's good. So Gua 6 is where it's the home palace for Gua 6. So Gua 6 people can especially learn, study, and focus on learning and studying. Okay, so focus on learning and studying this month. Now you could have aches and pains. There could be more nerve issues and body aches in this area, especially for Gua 6 people. Okay, let's go here to the west. Now the west, that's where the rooster sector is. It's the 6 and 5. So we have the 6, that's the yearly number, and then the 5. So remember, that's that negative chi. So it can again wreak havoc. So it's visiting the west this month, and it's like a power struggle basically between the 5 and the 6. So it's like two people fighting for over something. Now again, as I mentioned, if you know how to use the 5, it can create immense amount of wealth, but it also can create havoc in most people's lives because most people don't have that level of understanding and how to use it. Okay, so do be very careful. So it's like leadership crisis. Okay, so it's kind of like the king is in the making, and a couple people want to be king, and there's a power struggle going on. So it's basically two people fighting for the same thing. Okay, so not the best place to be this month. Okay, now let's talk about this most beautiful, beautiful sector, Southwest. So the Southwest, so the yearly star, I'm going to just check in with you all. Can you all still hear me fine? Can you see you see everything? You see the PowerPoint? All good? Can you just say yes? You can hear me? See it? Okay, thanks, Al. Thanks. Thank you. Okay, good. So here we are in the Southwest. It is one of my favorite areas of for this month. Now, what did I do? Okay. So we have the yearly 1 star. So that 1 is the nobleman. Nobleman means people come to help you, and we all need noblemen in our lives. Okay, because we people are important to us. Relationships make the world go round. So noblemen, so it's nobleman help, and then the 9 is visiting the Southwest. So if you add 9 and 1, it's 10. So again, that's a combination of 10. We always like to see combinations of 10. So it is a great combination for working together, for partnerships. The star 9 is in charge of inspiring. The star 9 it pulls in attention, so it's great for sales. So it's great if you have to stand out among other people. Put yourself there. So be in the Southwest. So you've got the nobleman star, and the 9 is what we call it's happy events, it's future wealth, it's pulling in, and the period 9 is already coming in. Actually, since 2017, many of the masters say, but technically the chi will be totally here February 4th, 2024. So we still have 6 more months to go, but it's already pulling in the 9. So the 9 is now becoming very strong. So it will now move from future wealth to present wealth. So it's an excellent, excellent sector. I call it the sweet spot of the entire month, July 7th to August 7th, Yin Earth Goat. Another nice sector is the South. The South and the North, it's basically the South, the North, and Southwest have been the 3 best sectors all year. And for this month, we have the 8. That's the present well star because we still haven't left period 8 yet, although it becomes the neutral star now as we're moving into period 9. And it's visited by 7, the number 7, the star 7. So this is good for communication. This is good for promoting wealth. This is good for connecting and especially for sales. So again, southwest can be very good for sales. So can the, I think the southwest actually is better for if you're doing sales. But south it can also be very good. Okay, let's see. Let's go to another beautiful sector here. Look, we've got the 9. That's the yearly star, and it's visited by the 8. So we've got the future wealth, the present wealth, they come together. So this is a beautiful sector, again, wonderful for celebrations, for happy events, for promotions, for getting things done. This is also getting recognition for your hard work. Okay, so another thing we do say about the 8, and I think yeah, was this we still have the double 8, so we're still in the Earth Horse month because everything this past month, the flying stars was double. Okay, so because everything went back into its original palace of the year, and so even though the 8 is a present wealth star, they say it was like 2 mountains. And it's like climbing 2 mountains to get what you want. So basically, it meant that you're doing the same amount of work. Oh, sorry, you're doing extra work for the same amount of wealth. Okay, so that's what 8. But now we've got this beautiful combination of north. So I would say that's like another wonderful sector. So we've got the southwest, the north. Again, put yourself there. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay, so then the east. Let's look at the east. So now the east this year. Okay, oh, by the way, the home palace for Gua in the north is number 1, and the Gua in the south is 8. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, the Gua number 9 is south. Okay, that's the home palace. For Gua number 9 is the south, and the home palace for Gua number 1 is the north. The home palace for Gua number 3 is the east. So the Gua 3 people have been visited by the 2. Now the 2 is normally known as the illness star. So many people are concerned about that. So especially you don't want the elderly sleeping there. You don't want people with immune compromise sleeping there. You don't want pregnant women sleeping there. But now this month is being visited by the 1. So it's actually, oh, another thing, by the way, there's another interpretation of all these Gua numbers to the different numbers. And I kind of give you an example. So 2 is an earth star, okay? 3, Gua, is wood. So what is earth to wood? And 3 is basically, it's the tree of Jiang wood in the terms of Gua. So 2 earth is the wealth star. So actually, Gua 3 people are seeing wealth opportunities come to them this year. Many wealth opportunities. So that is another interpretation, another way to look at this and the Gua. Okay, so again, the east, starting a new job, a new business. Again, it's good for noble people's help as well because that's what 1 is. 1 is noble people. People will come to help you, especially Gua 3. Okay, let's see. So again, this is about networking and connecting. This is also where the rabbit is the Grand Duke. So the Grand Duke, the rabbit, is in the east, and the rooster, which is being clashed all year by the rabbit, is in the west. So let's look at the southeast. So that's good for nurturing, accumulation, although be careful because of the 3 and the 4. The 3 and the 4 are basically, it's like more, say the yin wood and the yang wood, they're kind of, it's almost like fighting each other. Okay, so not the best sector. Okay, and then that's the home palace. Let's see, is a 4, Gua 4, and then let's look at the last palace. So hold on a second. So that's the northeast. And the northeast, so that is it's being visited by the 7 this year. And again, the 7 is usually known as the robbery star. is also known as the star of litigation, but is also known as a spiritual star. And then we have the 6 visiting with the 7. So that is about learning, studying, maintaining job stability. This is going to require more discipline to execute what you want. But, not a bad area. But again, my favorite areas are the southwest, the north, the south, and good for even in the center. Okay? So again, this is all about what do you want to create. Okay? And another thing. So as we go through the day masters and we look at the chi available to all of us for the month, not only is the chi available, but you have to take action. And I can't stress that enough. So even if you have that chi available, okay, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen without you taking action. Okay. So again, this is just a picture of the Yin Earth Goat Month. And you see G, so G here, that pure pillar of Yin Earth. And then we have the Yin Fire and the Yin Wood. So this is now the Yin Earth Goat Month combining with the Water Rabbit. So what does Earth do to water? What does Earth do to water? And we'll see, especially for Water Day Masters. So this is soil, this is softer, this is mud. And when you put the mud or the soil into water, what does it do? It muddies it. So thinking is not as clear, especially for Water Day Masters. Okay, so now let's look at your Day Master. I hope you all have your Day Master. Yes, I hope you all know your Day Master. But this is where you find it, in the Day pillar. And it's the top right here. That's the element at the top. There's 10 different Day Masters. There's Yin Wood, Yang Wood, Yin Fire, Yang Fire, Yin Earth, Yang Earth, Yin Metal, Yang Metal, and Yin Water, Yang Water. And I'll also say the Chinese names as we go through. Okay, so let's see. So let's start with Jia Yang Wood. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So, Wood Day Masters, you are going to have a wonderful month in terms of wealth. So, Jia Yang Wood, Jia is the Chinese name for Yang Wood, independent, steadfast, and determined. That's the adjectives, just briefly describe Jia Yang Wood. So they will see direct wealth because Yin Earth to Yang Wood is their direct wealth. So this means you receive money from the work that you do. So you will have money because of your efforts. But you will probably you'll be working a lot. So if you're working a lot, don't forget to rest when you need to rest. Okay? But the work that you will be doing, you will be compensated for. And I meant to put in the chart with what happened with my brother and training. Sorry, hold on. So the other day, we had a triple Earth Horse day. And let me show you this. So I'll come back to you. So for Yi Yin Wood, my brother's a Yi Yin Wood, and we had a triple Earth Horse day. So what is Earth Horse? So it was Yang Earth. What is Yang Earth to Yin Wood? It is direct wealth. Now what is Yang Earth to Yin Wood? What is Yang Earth to Yang Wood? That's indirect wealth. Now it's going to change this month that we go into the Earth Goat Month. So on that day, he called me, and I wish I meant to put the chart in this presentation. So he called me at 10:05 a.m. on the triple Earth Horse day. He says, "Oh my God!" He says, "I don't know what to do. Should I buy? Should I sell?" Because he has not just hundreds of dollars; he has thousands and thousands of dollars in some of these stocks. But he was talking about this one particular stock that's been volatile, and certainly the stock market has been, everything's been volatile. So I'm looking at it. I said, let me look at your chart. And I have his chart. I actually carry charts around in my head. I may not remember other things, but I remember people's charts for some reason. And I always thought his hour was a snake hour. And when I said, let me go into my high tech computer system, and I put his information in. He said, "Oh no, I'm born in the hour of the horse." I'm like, "Oh." So, anyways, he was born in the hour of the horse, and I said, "Okay." And I'm looking over his chart. I said, "Don't sell yet. Don't sell yet." And I'm literally on the phone with him. And I said, "Sell at 11:30 because the hour of the Earth Horse was from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And it's unusual to have this configuration where you not only have the Earth Horse month, you have the Earth Horse day, and you have the Earth Horse hour. And when with the hour with the chi of each animal is every 2 hours, but the height of the chi is always a half an hour after it starts. So the Earth Horse starts at 11 a.m. So 11:30 was the height of that Earth Horse chi. And I said, and I literally stayed on the phone and I watched it go down and go down and went up a little, went down and went down, and then it started to go up and started to go up and started to go up. And then I said, sell at 11:30. It went up and up and up. 11:30, he sold it. 11:31, it started to go down. So it was pretty amazing. It's like it's amazing because I know in Asia that a lot of CEOs of companies and financial companies actually use Bazi in trading. Okay, so again, all for both your Wood Day Masters, Jia Yang Wood will see direct wealth and Yi Yin Wood will see indirect wealth. What does that mean, indirect wealth as opposed to direct wealth? It's basically minimal effort in making money. So it's not so much related to your efforts. It's like investments. So your investments would grow. But so they also call it risky money, but you can make quite a bit of money, but you also can lose a lot of money. And there's possible windfalls for Yi Yin Wood Day Masters this month. So do take advantage of that, Wood Day Masters, because you won't have this chi now for a while because the earth is leaving. So grab that opportunity. Remember, it's all about timing. Trust the timing and not the time. Okay. You all still good? Like you can hear me, no problem? Okay, I hope so. All right, next one. Let's see. That's Bing Yang Fire. So Bing Yang Fire. So remember, it's basically Yin Earth on top, Yin Earth on the bottom. It's the pure pillar. So Bing Yang Fire is going to be seeing the herding officer. The herding officer is you become the center of tension, Bing Yang Fire. So you will shine very brightly. So be good. Don't be arrogant. Don't be too flashy because remember, you are the sun. Become the beautiful sun and shine on others. Shine brightly for others and plant a seed for others to like you and follow you. But remember, you are the sun to shine on others. So you will be seen for what you do. What are you showing to the world, Bing Yang Fire? You're passionate, you're generous, you're committed, you like routine. But so what will you be showing to the world? Because you will be noticed. You're going to be on stage, and this is wonderful for people who are in like say the YouTubers and people who are on social media. This is great if they're Bing Yang Fire. Good for actors and actresses as well if they're Bing Yang Fire. Okay, Ding Yin Fire. So you're seeing similar energy, but yours, instead of the herding officer, you will be seeing the eating god. So this is similar tension, but it's not stage-like. What is the eating God? You are the artist and the perfectionist. I know about that. So it's a creative month for you. It's an output, creativity. Um, but what happens when you have so much of the eating God chi that you become such a perfectionist that you don't finish that beautiful art that you started? So don't forget to finish it, not just create it. And you know what? One of my teachers said, so true, that the perfectionist in us, it's in our head, okay? Because we never think it's good enough, and then we don't finish it. You know what? It's just in our mind. So just put it out there, and you know what? You can always change it. So Wu Yang Earth, what will you see? Uh, well, what is Yin Earth to Yang Earth? It is the Rob Wealth star. So, what is Rob Wealth? Well, Rob Wealth means you could be spending more money this month. You could be spending more money on your family, on your career. It is also like you might be feeling like comparing yourself with others. Okay, you might feel a little bit insecure this month because you're comparing yourself to others. Okay. Um, by the way, compare yourself to yourself, not to others. Compare yourself to what you were and where you are now. Okay? And again, just watch out for unexpected expenses. Another way to deal with rob wealth, as another one of my wonderful teachers said to me, you rob yourself. Well, what does that mean? That means you take whatever money you can afford, you invest it in whatever investment, invest in yourself, invest in education. You never can go wrong with that. Or invest in something that when the rob wealth star leaves, that you will actually have made money by robbing yourself. Another way to also they deal with rob wealth is to get a partner, so you share your wealth. Okay, so for the Ji Yin Earth, creative, resourceful, and nurturing. Yes, they are the most nurturing of all the 10-day masters. And sometimes they give so much, they have a tendency to get lost. So make sure not only while you're taking care of others to please take care of yourself and your health. So you're seeing the friend star this month. So your job is to grow and nurture, but more friends will be coming to you. So again, like-minded people will be coming, so you can share ideas. You can go deep into whatever you're creating and whatever you're studying, whatever you're looking at. But another thing about having a lot of the friend star is that friends come, oh, well, let's go out to eat, or let's go shopping. So there's a tendency with friends like to have a good time and spend money instead of focusing on, well, what are the friends that really help me and nurture me and help me grow to the next level. Okay, next one. Gang Yang Metal. So they are willful, they are resilient, principled, and they are all about truth, seeking the truth, and justice, by the way. Where Earth Day Masters are about trust. Trust is very important to them. Metal Day Masters are about justice and truth. So what does Gang Yang Metal, what will they be seeing this month? The direct resource. So this has to do with knowledge, learning, and education. Okay, this is also resource. It's a resource star for Metal Day Masters. So this also has to do with health. So again, focus on your health because your health could be improved this month if you're having difficulties with your health, because you will get that help. This is also the mother element is present this month. But the thing about Metal Day Masters, okay, they don't like resource too much. Why? Because they don't like to be told what to do, because they're willful. They want to do it my way or the highway. Another thing, if the person has a lot of high metal and high earth in their chart, they're right. They are right all the time. I'm right or I'll kill you. So again, they don't like being told what to do, and they might feel overprotective. It's like you love your mom, but sometimes your mom can be overprotective or overbearing. But it's like the metal is like hidden. The earth is covering the metal, and the metal wants to be seen. And especially with the next one, which is Yin metal, because you are the precious jewelry, you are the precious metals hidden inside the earth, and you want to shine. That is so important for Yin metal. They're refined, intelligent, attractive. They love to shine. The quickest way to get to a Yin metal is to, um, how do I say this? Like, just acknowledge them. That you will get such a long way with Yin metal by acknowledging them. Look at how great a job you're doing. It's not like, look how great I am. It's not about that. It's just they like to be noticed. They like to be noticed because they are the shiny jewelry, the precious metals. And again, when the earth covers that precious metal, they don't like that too much because they like to be seen. Okay. Let's see here. So again, remember, it's a beautiful diamond, and the beautiful diamond doesn't like to be covered, so they don't need more earth. What is Ren Yang water? What are the water day masters seeing? Let me go back. I want to say one other thing about the difference between, so with Yang metal, they're going to get it's a good time to study because it's a good time to receive knowledge, but this is just, this is more book learning, where Yin metal, this is more indirect knowledge, and so they have a month to study things which are not conventional. Now, they might also get a little distracted this month, so be aware of that. Okay, so red yang water, they will see direct officer. This has to do with control and power. This has to do with discipline. Now, the ocean, because red yang water is the ocean, they need to be contained, because if water goes everywhere, that's just indicative of like their lives. Like the water just, there's no form, and you have to something to contain it. That's why Yang Earth is better, and one of the best elements for Ren Yang water, especially when there's a high amount of water in the chart. Okay, so but this type of earth is Yin Earth, right? And what is Yin Earth? Yin Earth is the mud, the soil, so it muddies the water. So it's like you get stuck in the mud. So you might feel more foggy or more confused, and you might not be as clear with, what you normally are. So just be mindful of that. Okay, now the Gui Yin water, they will be seeing the 7 killings. Okay, this is a more aggressive energy. This is the sergeant out in the battlefield. This is the one that takes the risk. Whereas the direct officer, they're more the diplomat. They're more diplomatic. The 7 killings, they're the general. They think before they do. Excuse me. They do before they think. Whereas direct officer, they think before they do. The 7 killings energy, they do before they think, and then they think afterwards. So, so you might feel, how do I say, so water is still with earth, which is muddy, but yet you might want to feel like you want to fight back. It's a fighting energy. So try not to fight, try to calm that energy down. Okay, but it's going to give you courage to do things that maybe you have not wanted to do, or that you have been reluctant to do for Gui Yin water. This is going to give you the courage to step out and take those chances. Okay, so I just wanted to talk briefly, almost finished, about the health of the month. And as we're looking at this pure pillar of earth, what does earth mean? What is in the 5 elements in traditional Chinese medicine? The earth is associated with the spleen, stomach, and pancreas. The taste is sweet. When you have too much earth, you can worry all the time, overthink. You overanalyze everything. You overthink everything. But I wanted to touch base, especially on this particular organ system this month, because of we have this pure pillar of earth, and earth is associated with your digestive chi. So what does the spleen do? Spleen is very important in Chinese medicine. It transforms and transports food into blood and qi. So blood and qi are the two most vital, uh, vital substances in our bodies. So we have yin and we have yang, blood and qi. Okay, so qi is yang, blood is yin. This has to do with all about your digestive qi. Now remember, it's very dry. The earth goes very dry, so there could be more constipation issues. And especially if you have a lot of fire and earth in your chart, it's going to be hot and dry. This has to do with blood coagulation, fluid metabolism. It's all about it. So it's all about your digestive qi, the ability to extract nutrients from your food, transform and transport those nutrients into blood and qi. In Chinese medicine, it's called the postnatal qi. It's the nutrients your body absorbs. Now, more in Western nutrition, not in Western, in alternative nutrition, they're calling it the second brain, your gut. And that's so, so important because, they say there's 50,000 nerve endings all along your digestive tract, and that your gut actually produces your feel-good chemicals such as dopamine, etc., in your gut, not just in your brain. And that's why the health is so important. Okay, so I just put this. So foods to avoid especially. So a couple of things about the spleen. Okay, it does not like to get too damp. Okay, it doesn't like dampness. So what foods promote dampness? Well, all sugars do. And because the spleen likes sweet, again, I'm going to show you foods that are beneficial, but good quality, high nutrient dense foods that are sweet, not sugar sweet, because there's no nutrients in high fructose corn syrup and all these sugar drinks, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, aspartame. Aspartame is neurotoxic, and it affects the brain. Now, all these refined carbohydrates, these modern refined carbohydrates, white flour, white bread, I would say the modern hybridized wheat, they are damp producing. The spleen does not like to be too damp. And also, for people whose spleen qi is not strong, raw foods can impair the digestion. And I know that counters the thinking out there in alternative nutrition that raw foods are so great. They have live enzymes, but no, they're actually harder to digest. And actually, in China, in Asian countries, they cook all their food, most of their food. They have pickles, but do you know they even saute lettuce? So, yeah, so raw foods and less strong spleen qi, and then you can have raw foods, again, if there's too much heat, because that tends to cool you. So what's beneficial? So because it's going to be such a dry month, I definitely recommend. I know soups and stews. It's hot. It's the middle of the summer here in the northern hemisphere. Now I know in the southern hemisphere they're cooling down, but at least have some kind of soups. You can even make the soup and cool it down. I used to do that and just drink the broth to cool it down. But you want more moistening foods as far as sweet potatoes, squashes, orange and yellow vegetables. We have now yellow zucchini and green zucchini out there, sauteed onions, chickpea Moroccan stew. That's also beneficial. But make sure you have protein and good fats at every meal. Now, another thing that is great for dryness, I know I didn't have it on this list, I have it on another list, is watermelon, because watermelon cools the heat and it moistens the dryness. Another fruit that's very good is pears. Pears are very moistening, but again, we have the fruits available to us now in the summer. But make sure, just really watch for dryness. Okay, so come to the end of my presentation, and just want to share with you, for those of you who are new, there's a couple of videos that I do have for purchase, and one of them is Welcome to Introduction to Bazi Chinese Astrology, class Year of the Water Rabbit. So this basically gives you an introduction into the 10 heavenly stems, the 12 earthly branches, and the 12 earthly branches are the 12 animals, but what elements are they associated with? I talk about your Gua number this year, what's happening with your Gua number. Then I go through all the 10-day masters in depth, and it's a great introduction. And so you can click this link right here if you're interested. And then I have another video. I just gave you a taste of what I go through all the different organ systems. I go through the foods that harm, foods that heal. I go through the illnesses that can impart on each organ system. I also show you how to look at your Bazi chart and how you can see your health in your Bazi chart, whether you have a hot chart, a cold chart, a damp chart, a dry chart. I talk about some of the animals, like the dog. The dog is more prone to, like the goat is prone to more dryness, and the dog can be prone to, it's a little bit more cold and can be a little more damp. But I go through the different animals, and it's quite in depth in healing foods, Bazi, TCM, and looking at your health. And I have a more detailed description on my page if you're interested in that. And then I have the 10 gods, and this is where this is like the most important aspect in a person's Bazi chart. So you look at the day master, and then you look at the 10 gods and what each element means to your day master, as we were just going through this month, showing you the chi of the month that's coming. But I go into detail about each 10 gods and what that means. So I go like the eating god, that's the artisan perfectionist, the herding officer, that's the diva, that's the performer. We go into the 2 different types of wealth, direct wealth, indirect wealth, what that means, 7 killings, direct officer. Okay, what each of those means. Remember the diplomat versus the sergeant out in the battlefield. Again, much more in-depth explanation for those. The resource god, direct resource, indirect resource. And then we have your friend and Rob Wellstar. Okay, so you can just click that link there. And then I just want to say thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. This today is the super full buck moon, it's called. Why is this particular moon so intense for so many? Because it's calling for change in our lives and listening to our hearts more than ever before. What is your heart saying? And again, this is a very transformative year as we're going into period 9 for the next 20 years. So do make your changes now. And I'm going to be talking about period 9. I'm doing another class on I'm doing a class on classical Feng Shui coming up this month. So love each other, support each other, and take care of each other. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But I know, thank you for your time. I don't know if you're still awake over there in Europe, but thank you so much for joining me. And again, this is recorded, so. Okay. All right, well, thank you, Gabby. Thank you, Alex. And I know it's very late. I'm sorry that, sorry that I got a late start, but hey, it's recorded and you can watch this. So, may the month of the Yin Earth Goat bring you your heart's desires. And remember, listen to your heart more than ever before. What is your heart saying? Okay, thank you so much. Take care, love each other, support each other, and take care of each other.